What's up YouTube, Guy Kicks here with another review. And in today's video guys, we're going to be talking about one of the most anticipated sneaker releases of the year, and that is in the Retro 11 Cool Grays. Not only are we going to be talking about the 2021 version of the Cool Grays, but we're also going to compare them to the 2010 version just to see what new changes we have. So with that being said, let me give you guys a first look of the 2021 version and we'll get into the review. Alright guys, so the 2010 Retro 11 Cool Gray was actually the last sneaker that I stood in line. I think I stood in line for about over 3 hours to get these shoes. It was probably the only time I ever stood in line for any shoe, and I'm not doing that now that I'm older. Definitely not camping out, not doing that, just not for me. But I waited in line back then. When I got to the end and was able to pick a size, they didn't have my regular size 10, so I went with a 9.5. It was something that I had to deal with for many years because they always felt a little tight, especially around my pinky toes. So now that I've gotten the 2021 version, I'm able to get a size 10, and there is definitely a difference and they feel a lot more comfortable. So with that being said, let's start with the boxes of both shoes so you guys can see the differences of the unboxing experience. So for the 2010 model, they came in this, drawer style box, and when you opened it, one of the things, I've always said that I like drawer style boxes because it's easier to pull out your sneakers, especially if you have them stacked up. Only problem with the 2010 version is that they also had this plastic cover over them, which it does give it a nice presentation and it is cool. Obviously you have the Roman numeral 11 there, and you do have on the top here, it says Tinker made them shine, Mike made them fly, and then it says you made them iconic. So it's a nice touch, nice detail. It's just a little bit annoying when you're trying to, pull them out because you're gonna have to pull the whole box out. There's no advantage really. So I'm glad that they stopped making that, but it's also kind of takes away from the premium experience of unboxing the shoe. And then on the inside, you have tissue paper. They have like this pattern similar to the carbon fiber plate on the shoe. On the top layer of the box, you have the same tag that you'll find on the tongue of the Retro 11s, which actually says Jordan Jumpman, and then you have the Jordan logo there in the center. You have some Jordan branding there on the side as well. And then on the 2021 version, a lot simpler. You have the Air Jordan and the Jumpman logo on the front. You have a two-tone color box here, obviously with the top one being more of that cool gray color. You have some classic Nike Air branding on both sides of the box. And then when you open the box, you have this black tissue paper. Kind of looks like a garbage bag, but that's pretty much it. So switching over to the actual shoes, the Retro 11 Cool Gray originally dropped in 2001 when Jordan was playing for the Washington Wizards. The Cool Grays then were retroed in 2010, which is the other version that I have, and then now in 2021. The 2021 version, the official date on them was last Saturday, which was December 11, 2021, and they retail for $225. I was very lucky and I was able to get it in that original shock drop that happened on November 15, 2021. The Retro 11 was designed by Tinker Hatfield and it was originally released in the 1995-96 season. And Tinker Hatfield was inspired by a tuxedo and he wanted to give the Retro 11 a luxurious look, and that's why we do have that famous patent leather on the Retro 11. In terms of the materials used on this Retro 11 Cool Gray, starting with the colorway, obviously is that classic cool gray color. You basically have like two shades of gray. You have a lighter gray around the nubuck material, and then on the sock lining of the shoe and around the heel part of the shoe as well. And then that patent leather, it's in that darker gray. The upper is primarily constructed out of that synthetic nubuck material, and then you have that patent leather that wraps around all of the upper of the shoe from the toe box all the way to the heel of the shoe. These Retro 11 Cool Grays feature white round laces. You do have that classic tag on the tongue that says Jordan Jumpman, with the Jumpman logo there in the center as well. Around the heel part of the lateral side of the shoe, you'll find the Jumpman logo stitched in that white stitching, and then all the way to the heel part of the shoe around the heel collar, you'll find the number 23. The cushioning system on these Retro 11s is primarily that EVA foam, and it's in that white color as you can see here. And then on the outsole, you have that classic translucent material. You have that carbon fiber shank plate in the middle to give the shoe some more support and stability, and it also helps reduce the weight of these Retro 11s since they're already pretty heavy because of that patent leather material. And then finally, you have that Jumpman logo right there on top of the carbon fiber plate. So here we have them both, guys. Here's the 2021 version and the 2010 version. I'm gonna point out some differences that I'm able to easily notice. If I miss any differences, please leave some comments below and let me know which ones they are. One last thing that I forgot to mention about the unboxing experience is that the 2010 versions come with these plastic inserts in comparison to the regular cardboard box style inserts that the 2021 versions come with. So in terms of the key differences, one of the main things you're gonna notice in the 2021 version is that the 2021 version has that OG cut. Basically what that means is not only is the patent leather on the 2021 a lot thicker and wider in comparison to the 2010 version, you also have this different cut here on the top that basically kind of goes straight down and then gives the shoe like a little bit of a longer look in comparison to the 2010 version, where it's not as long and it gives the shoe more of a bulky, sort of chunky look overall. Another key difference on the 2021 version is that the nubuck that they use compared to the 2010 to me feels and looks a lot better. You actually get a nice backstroke on the 2021 version in comparison to the 2010. The 2010 feels a lot cheaper. Obviously this one is so old now. I mean, not so old, but it's definitely over 11 years old now, that maybe that synthetic suede has basically lost its step by now in comparison to the 2021 version that it's obviously fresh and newer. But that's one thing that you'll notice, especially on the tongue. I feel like the tongue feels a lot more premium than on the 2010 model. Another difference between the two is that the 2021 version, I feel like the gray, especially around the nubuck, looks a little bit darker than it does on the 2010 one. The 2010 one looks a little bit lighter, so I definitely like the color on the 2021. Another difference between the two is that the tag behind the tongue on the 2021 model, it's in a gray color, and the one on the 2010, it's in a black color, and then the Jumpman on the 2010 is actually stitched in gold in comparison to the 2021 that's in the darker gray. One of my favorite differences, which is kind of funny, is the Jumpman on the heel part of the shoe. On the 2021 model, the stitching of the Jumpman looks so much better, looks pretty clean, looks like they did a good job there. But then on the 2010 model, it's pretty funny because the Jumpman kind of looks like it's got a booty there. Look at that. So I thought that was pretty funny. You know, that's one thing about Jumpman and Nike, that the Jumpman, when they stitch it in, it's not always perfect. I don't know what it is, but it's always, you know, some models it looks better than others. Some look really sloppy. And here with with both, as you can see, the 2010 one, the Jumpman there had a little booty, had a little work done in comparison to the 2021 model. Looks more natural, looks cleaner. And finally, the outsoles. I don't remember the 2010 model being as bluish as the 2021 model. I feel like the 2010 was more on the clearer side, where here on this newer model, it looks more of a bluish translucent material. So hopefully that's a good thing. Hopefully that'll keep this 2021 model looking fresher over time. You know, my 2010 model, I didn't wear it as much because not only was it a 9.5, but again, the Retro 11 for me is not super comfortable, so I don't wear it as much. But as you can see here, I probably wore the 2010 model, I don't know, maybe 20 times since 2010. So it wasn't like I was beating this one down, but I also didn't like protect it. I didn't keep it away from humidity. I didn't bag it up or anything like that. You know, I didn't buy none of that sauce to keep it fresh or anything like that. I didn't do any of that. So this is all natural. This is just basically it, you know, wearing down over time. One thing about the 2010 model that I've seen some people point out is that apparently the type of glue that they use around the traction part, around the forefoot and the heel part of the shoe, it seems to bleed out over time, and then you're gonna see a little bit of a darker yellow or even more on that orange side. So hopefully on the 2021 model, that's something that they fix and it's something that doesn't happen. However, with the whole off-white vibe, the shoes look deconstructed. You know, rest in peace Virgil Abloh, man. That was such a huge loss. You know, in terms of off-white, you know, having shoes that already look worn down. You know, I think that, at least for me, you know, I always wanted to keep Jordans that have an icy bottom fresh, but you knew that that was the inevitable. It wasn't going to happen. But now I feel more comfortable letting it yellow out over time. I'll try to, you know, preserve it as much as I can. I'll probably bag these up in a Ziploc bag to try to keep them fresh. But honestly, if they turn yellow, I really don't care. I'll let them be. You know, it just gives the shoe a little bit more character, a little bit more of a, you know, personality, that it's been used, it's been worn, and it's been used. So that's what it's all about. So overall, guys, I am super happy to have these. I believe the rumor was that there was about 1 million pairs of the cool grays. You know, in terms of the resale market right now, similar to the Jubilees last year, that even after they sold out, depending on your size too, but for me, for a size 10, they were around that 300, 310 range. So you might, you know, get these for, you know, maybe $60, you know, to $70 over retail, which, hey, still a lot of money. But if you really want to get these, at least is not something that is super out of reach if you really want a pair of cool grays. But I think for the most part, a lot of people that wanted them, you know, got them. And I hope people that wanted them got them, because that's what it's all about. You know, this whole resale thing is just crazy. But, you know, there were a lot of pairs out there, but again, the demand was also high too, so it probably just balances out. But hopefully for you guys, if you wanted these, hopefully you were able to get a pair and, you know, enjoy a fresh pair of cool grays, because out of all the colorways of the Retro 11s, off the top of my head, you know, cool grays is probably top 3, top 4, you know, super clean colorway and easy to wear. So definitely one of my favorite ones. So I'm glad that, you know, I've been lucky to have the 2010 one and now the 2021 version. So I can, you know, have these and be able to wear these. And I love, you know, the OG cut gives it a more, you know, OG look, obviously. So definitely excited to have these. And overall, the construction, the materials, definitely a lot better than some of the Jordans that I've bought over the last year or so that, you know, come sloppy out of the box. I feel like the Retro 11, they do an excellent job with the materials and the construction. So mad props to the Jordan brand and Nike for really delivering a dope shoe here. So with that being said, let me lace both of these so you guys can see how they look on feet. Alright guys, so that's it for me. Hopefully this video brought you a detailed look of the Retro 11 Cool Gray 2021 version and the 2010 version. Hopefully this video helped you kind of see the differences between the two and how the shoe has improved over the years in terms of the colorway. Again, let me know in the comments below if I miss any detail of differences between the two. I would like to know which ones those are. And like always guys, thank you to my returning viewers, to all the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, I appreciate that. Hit that like button if you liked the video. I'll leave a link to my Instagram page below where you guys can go follow me there as well. And that's it guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.